How's it going, everybody? The PlayStation Days of Play sale is running from now until June 10th, and there's a ton of absolute bangers on sale for up to 90% off. Every day I put together lists of the top games you can get at a deep discount, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Alright, with that out of the way, that's enough yapping from me, so let's get straight into it. For $3, 85% off, Rough Justice 84 is a single-player, board game-inspired strategy experience where you run a private security agency in a gritty, crime-ridden city. You'll hire agents, assign them to security, repossession, and fugitive recovery cases, and use dice rolls, cards, and careful planning to overcome requirements while managing stats, gear durability, limited resources, and escalating risks. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $5, 50% off, Saturday Morning RPG is an episodic JRPG set in a world inspired by 1980s Saturday morning cartoons and pop culture, where high schooler Marty gains incredible powers and faces the notorious Commander Hood. You battle enemies in turn-based combat, explore diverse environments across Shadow Valley, and level up using items to strengthen Marty, overcome obstacles, and discover secrets hidden throughout the world. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Ghost of a Tale is a stealth-driven adventure where you play as Tilo, a courageous minstrel mouse trying to escape the dungeons of Dwindling Heights Keep and find his lost love, Mera. Set in a medieval world ruled by rats and filled with crumbling ruins, twisting corridors, and lush outdoor areas, the game blends exploration and immersive storytelling with a painterly art style and meticulous attention to atmosphere. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $1, 90% off, Livelock is a cooperative top-down shooter where you play as one of the last capital intellects, solo or with up to 2 allies, tasked with breaking the cycle of endless machine warfare and unlocking Eden to revive humanity. Battle through chaotic encounters demanding mastery of your arsenal, coordinate with teammates to exploit unique class abilities, and unleash devastating skills like orbital lasers, automated drones, and shockwaves. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4, 85% off, Deus Ex Mankind Divided is a cyberpunk action RPG set in 2029, where mechanically augmented humans are feared, segregated, and pushed to the fringes of society. You play as Adam Jensen, now an elite covert agent, navigating dense hub-based environments through stealth, hacking, combat, or diplomacy, with deep freedom to customize cutting-edge augmentations, weapons, and abilities to suit lethal or non-lethal playstyles. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $3, 80% off, The Flame and the Flood Complete Edition is a gripping wilderness survival game where a girl and her loyal dog travel on foot and by raft down a procedurally generated river. This Complete Edition adds gameplay enhancements, improved mechanics, and a director's commentary mode, complemented by an original alt-country soundtrack from Chuck Reagan and the Camaraderie to create a hauntingly atmospheric experience. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Valkyria Chronicles Remastered is a tactical action strategy RPG set in an alternate history 1930s Europe, where you lead Velk and Gunther and Squad 7 as they defend Gallia from a powerful Imperial invasion. You'll command troops across watercolor-style battlefields using a blend of turn-based planning and real-time movement, while upgrading weapons, unlocking new squad abilities, and experiencing a heartfelt wartime story. It's an 87 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $4, 80% off, Greak, Memories of Azur is a hand-drawn side-scrolling adventure where you control 3 Corrin siblings working together to survive an ongoing invasion and escape the war-torn lands of Azur. Seamlessly switch between the trio to solve cleverly crafted puzzles, engage in fast-paced combat against invading forces, and gather scattered airship components across an interconnected world to rebuild your means of escape. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $5, 50% off, Shantae, Risky's Revenge Director's Cut is a vibrant side-scrolling action platformer where half-genie hero Shantae sets out to stop the mischievous pirate Risky Boots and save Sequin Land from disaster. Using magical belly dance transformations, you explore deserts, forests, and labyrinths while turning into creatures like a monkey and mermaid to solve puzzles and overcome massive bosses. It's an 85 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 65% off. South of the Circle is a cinematic narrative adventure where you play as Peter, a Cambridge academic stranded in Cold War Antarctica as his past and relationships unfold. Make emotional choices, explore a richly detailed setting, and experience a deeply personal story through motion-captured performances, shifting timelines, and a focus on love, ambition, and the consequences of life's decisions. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 50% off. Shantae is the action-adventure platformer that introduced players to the half-genie heroine as she hair whips, dances, and transforms to collect 4 elemental stones and stop the nefarious pirate Risky Boots. Explore sequence forests, deserts, swamps, and icy peaks, tackle labyrinths with devious bosses, unlock new powers through transformations, and enjoy the modern quality of life updates. It's a 78 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $1, 90% off. Beholder 2 is a dystopian narrative adventure where you play as a new intern at the Prime Ministry of a totalitarian state, climbing the career ladder through surveillance, manipulation, and moral compromise in a world of fear and control. Spy on colleagues, dig up dirt, forge documents, and make choices that determine whether you rise as a decorated officer, a ruthless careerist, or a whistleblower with a hidden agenda. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4, 50% off. Art of Balance is an addictive physics-based puzzle game where you stack oddly shaped pieces to build a perfectly balanced tower without toppling it across 200 increasingly challenging levels designed to test both your skill and imagination. Play solo or drop in with friends via co-op, split screen, or online multiplayer with a dedicated endurance mode for those chasing leaderboard glory and an extra layer of challenge. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3, 85% off. Lara Croft in the Temple of Osiris is an isometric action adventure that blends fast-paced combat, puzzle solving, and cooperative exploration in an ancient Egyptian setting. Play solo or with up to 3 other players as Lara teams up with rival Carter Bell and the gods Horus and Isis, battling enemies from the Egyptian underworld while navigating trap-filled tombs and cleverly designed environmental puzzles. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 25 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $5, 75% off. Dead Rising 2 is a frantic action-adventure where you play as a motorcycle racer navigating the zombie-infested streets of Fortune City while racing against time to save his young daughter with the life-saving Zombrex. You'll scavenge weapons, craft improvised tools, and explore sprawling environments full of zombies, using vehicles and creative combat to survive chaotic encounters and complete challenging missions. It's an 80 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $4, 60% off. Gunlord X is a retro-inspired 2D action platformer featuring stunning pixel art, 11 open-world stages packed with secrets, and huge boss battles, as you blast through giant landscapes and explore caverns to a pumping soundtrack. This definitive version includes tons of new features and updates, with fully customizable controls and beautiful parallax scrolling, bringing this beloved classic pixel art masterpiece to life. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4, 60% off. Quake 2 is an enhanced re-release of id Software's iconic military sci-fi FPS, sending you to the Strogg homeworld for a relentless campaign packed with heavy weapons and industrial atmosphere. Fight through the original story in both classic mission packs, experience the all-new Call of the Machine expansion with 28 fresh levels, and jump into online or local multiplayer with crossplay, 4K support, and restored content. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3, 80% off. A Musical Story is a wordless rhythm game set against a vivid 70s backdrop where you rekindle the memories of Gabriel, a young man processing his situation through music, by pressing buttons in time with a beautifully crafted 26-song original soundtrack across richly illustrated scenes. Storytelling is conveyed entirely through music and visuals alone, with a bonus hidden chapter unlocked by playing every song perfectly. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4, 60% off. Quake is the legendary dark fantasy first-person shooter from id Software that helped define 3D shooters, blending gothic atmosphere with blisteringly fast combat against grotesque Lovecraftian horrors. This enhanced edition modernizes the classic with 4K support, improved character models, and smoother performance, while preserving the razor-sharp level design, maze-like castles and slipgates, and multiplayer options. It's a 92 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, TowerFall Ascension is a fast-paced arcade archery game built around intense local multiplayer battles, where precision, timing, and positioning are key to surviving chaotic, close-quarters encounters with friends and rivals. Battle in competitive versus modes, catch arrows mid-air, and use power-ups from treasure chests, while also teaming up in co-op quest mode to fight waves of enemies, monsters, and archers. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $4, 75% off, Assault Android Cactus is an arcade-style twin-stick shooter set in a vibrant sci-fi universe where Junior Constable Cactus battles rogue robots aboard a crippled space freighter while racing against a constantly draining battery. Fight through transforming stages filled with dense enemy waves, massive boss battles, and non-stop action, blending Western-style arena shooting with quick-thinking Japanese bullet hell intensity. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $5, 75% off, Shadow Man Remastered revives the cult classic horror action-adventure with updated visuals, restored content, and expanded gameplay across live side and dead side. Hunt criminals with guns or voodoo powers, solve intricate puzzles, and explore iconic locations like Summer Camp, Salvage Yard, and Asylum Station 2, all while enjoying over 40 cinematic cutscenes, hours of voice acting, and a dark, immersive narrative. It's a 75 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $2, 50% off, Worms World Party is a chaotic turn-based artillery game where teams of worms face off in wacky, over-the-top battles across destructible landscapes. Play solo against AI or with up to 6 players locally, experiment with nearly 60 ridiculous weapons from bazookas to concrete donkeys, and enjoy endless variety with the Worm Pot, offering over 1,000 different game modes to keep the mayhem fresh. It's an 80 on game rankings, and there's unfortunately no trophy support for this yet. Hopefully we get it soon. For $3, 90% off, Killing Floor 2 is a cooperative first-person shooter where players descend into continental Europe to battle hordes of mutant specimens created by the Horzine Biotech's failed experiment just 1 month after the events of the original game. Track outbreaks, defend civilians, and exterminate waves of Zeds across various hot zones, while upgrading weapons, coordinating with mercenaries, and surviving increasingly intense combat scenarios. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $1, 85% off, Dear Esther Landmark Edition is a first-person experience set on a remote, desolate island, where a lost man unravels memories of a fatal crash through fragments of a mysterious letter. Abandoning traditional gameplay, it blends breathtaking environments with a haunting soundtrack, subtle environmental storytelling, and atmospheric sound design to tell a poignant story of love, loss, and redemption. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sale stuff that I put out, leave a like, and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.